Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another tournament stream. Woohoo! Today we will be streaming the third day of the fourth and final qualifier for the EU servers. I'm just waiting for the room invite now so that I can accept that and take you to the garage afterwards. Bit of house cleaning. There is a 3-minute delay on the stream. That means that there is no ability to basically stream snipe, and there will be a giveaway on the stream. Basically, you can win a fan container or a battle pass for September. And for that, you need to do what I've posted and pinned in the chat. And the moderators can help you with that if you have any questions. So yeah, let's see. I can actually take you into the garage now because we had the room invite. We are starting off with Nexus. I think it's Nexus versus Pog. Today, things have not been crashing so far, so I think it can actually take you places. This is the group we are streaming today, and yes, we are starting with Nexus versus Pog, so that's the starting point, which starts on Lagoon. The other teams that we have in our group are SSL and S-Will. I wonder if they're sort of related in like clanway kind of thing. But yeah, anyhow. Let's go back to the garage. We just need to wait 30 seconds before we can actually go into the room. And there was something I wanted to say and my mind just gone completely blank. Basically, I was just putting things into Excel before we got here. Because of the cup stuff. Because after today, we know who is going through to the top 8. And that is, of course, something that I usually calculate beforehand. But the day has been a bit weird, so I didn't make the Excel sheet in time. So now I was just working on it before we actually got there. So yeah, let's actually start with the map trader, because I do think I remember that I said we were going to Lagoon, which is this map. You have 3 bases, pretty much in an even line, but they are very different areas of the map, and lots of little fire lines where meds and lights can spot up people early on if they cross over in certain areas. It is definitely an interesting tour map. We've seen some very close calls here, basically with caps, but also with just barely surviving and everything. It's been a fun map to watch. So yeah, I'm happy with that being the first map that we are starting on. Also, by the way, if the sound is all right, let me know. I think I forgot to lower the volume of the music a little bit, and there we go. And with that, we can go into the room. We are ready up. Both teams are completely ready up as well. We see Nexus ready with a Super Conqueror, 3 F3s, a Chieftain, and 2 E50Ms. And on Hurricane's side, Pog is basically using all PC here. They are taking 2 E50Ms, a 215B, 3 F3, sorry, and a Kraanwagen. Also, kind of curious to see how the Polish TDs will influence the top 8, because basically we know that the update is coming, and with that we will get the Polish. No, is it TDs? Yes, it is TDs, isn't it? Basically, they have this new mechanic where you do more damage up close and personal than further away, and I kind of wonder if how that mechanic is going to work, and if it's actually something that is viable for tournaments. Like, the mechanic itself will be, but I mean, like, the Polish TDs. Because there have been times where a new tank was basically introduced to the game and then spammed... Sorry. Incredibly much during the tour season that followed, or the tour season in which it was introduced. So yeah, honestly, I'm not a fan of tank lines being introduced mid-tour season. But that's not always in our hands. So yeah, 50 seconds left before we go into the game. Both teams already completely ready for a long, long time now. So are we. We just need to wait and see what happens. Also, I will be, like, when I'm showing you some replays, I will probably also be doing the whole Excel sheet thing. See if I can prepare it a little bit and basically make it so that we can, after the matches are over, we can see who's through. You're very welcome. What you doing? Honestly, as I've always said, I love tools. I can't play on this level. It's actually kind of funny, to me at least. I'm currently playing a sort of league thing in a different game. It's kind of like the board game Risk. It's kind of like that, but then inside a different game. And for whatever reason, the game made me deputy, and then the leader made me leader of that league. Um, it's going really well, but the stress of it, like seriously, I'm nauseous the whole time, and it's a stupid game. It doesn't matter. Like even with Blitz, hello Maravilla. Even with Blitz, I shouldn't care as much as I do, but honestly, for that game, it's a game that I just do in my pastime for a few minutes every day, and it's just, yeah. So no, I'm not cut out for this kind of level. Nexus heading into the middle, whereas we see Pog pretty much doing similar but middle and C. They are going to meet one another. Devotion immediately taking a hit in a bit of a tricky position because he can also get shot by Camila there. We have Osta now going pretty much there, like the opposite position, but Devotion is very devoted to the cause, but it's not really going all that well. He has to be very careful now. He can't really peek out anywhere. We have Osta now moving in. Pigula is the first one to be gone though. Amore and Maravilla are pulling back, but the F3s and the Kranwagen and now the E50M, they're all coming for him. Hugging him to almost death. And he's actually not dead yet. He's still got another shot in. But there he goes. But in the meantime, Mikikola has also been taken out. There goes Ostap. Ostap, I should say. And now that means that basically Nexus has a 2-gun advantage. Also Nexus, if they do really well tonight and one of the other teams does not do, that's currently listed top 8, does not do all too well, that would mean that Nexus is through. So the pressure is on Nexus here. Pomodorchik deciding to pull back a little bit. Also, Devotion is still alive. I just want to point that out. Sivasor is basically being pressed by multiple people, but Kamilek is actually the preferred target, so they literally ignored Stavisor in order to get those shots in. It is now 6 versus 1. Devotion is still alive. Striker is still alive as well. And Nexus is starting it off really strongly here. Aww. He didn't make it. So close though. But there you go. Amore took revenge. And the first game is for Nexus. Let's see. Also, by the way, with the prizes that you can win, they will come like early September. That's when the Battle Pass goes live. And I think that all the crates will follow then as well, because I will pass on all the names like tomorrow. But I can imagine that Tolion is not looking to go like, yeah, maybe this one now and then that one later. So it makes sense to do it all at once. So for the second game on Lagoon, Nexus is ready with 1 Super Conqueror, 3 F3s, a Kranwagen and 2 E50Ms. Whereas on Pog's side we see a 215B, 2 of them even 4 F3s, and potentially a AMX-54. And thank you for the bless you. Oh, I'm so sleep deprived right now, and the stupid thing is, I kind of get a cold when it happens, and then I start sneezing. Nexus made that look so smooth that last game, even though it could have gone badly with the E50Ms, because basically at that time Pog had the advantage there, but they didn't really press it yet. And by the time that they did, Nexus was basically house cleaning in the middle. To be fair, I'm really curious about the Polish TDs. The thing is that I know they have been super tested, but they haven't been tested other than that. And I really hope that Wargaming just listen to the feedback. Because the thing is with these mechanics and stuff, they could be game breaking. So if you have like these tanks and they're very, very strong, and they absolutely murder everyone they meet face to face and everything, that's not really something I'd be happy about. So yeah, I am very curious to see if how they will do in in tours, if they will be used in tours, because it's also right before the professional start. Well, to be fair, a few days, but still. So we have Nexus focusing now on the other side, going middle and A. And Pox seems to be happy doing the same thing. I think they're seeing that there's no fast tanks, so they kind of just guess that there's not going to be anyone near base C. At the same time, that could have given them the base advantage. I think they also, that Pog hoped that they would push base B. Ooh, Pomodorchik. In a bit of a cheeky position. Like there's 3 F3s coming. Pika has not been spotted yet though. Also just want to say that Matuszynski is using one of the most gorgeous camos in the game. I really want more of them. And they are just holding and waiting. Amure can't really push back, because then he's going to come into the line of fire from the F3s. He's definitely the preferred target. He's losing a whole lot of HP very, very quickly. Camille gets 1 target. Man, I'm not going to pronounce the rest, is another. But so far the F3s are bouncing a little bit, and Amure gets taken out. Pika pushed up together with Striker. Camille goes down. Pigula is actually making sure that Striker can get shot from every side. He goes down first, but Pigula is not long for this role either. Gets taken out. Sivaso is now being pushed by both E50Ms and hugged by Maravilla. Bounces on Pika. Then goes down. CK is trying to keep Pomodorchik alive. And Pomodorchik does bounce 1 more, but then does go down. CK is still reloading. Matuszynski with his gorgeous camo just got taken out. They're now going to go after Ostap. Also find, like, the way that Nexus is doing this is just glorious to watch, honestly, because you see them moving from target to target, and they don't really care who else may be the target. The target is the one that is, like, there, and they're all focusing on the same one. The focus fire is just beautiful. It's a little masterclass of some people holding, and the rest just moving in and cleaning house, and that's how you get to 4-1. And Miki Cola, the last one left alive, now being sandwiched by both E50Ms. But it is Pika that takes home the kill with another very gorgeous camo that I'm a big fan of. Also just want to say that, yeah, like this order right now, the tour order, that didn't work, so it's actually now in my storage. Oh my god, Sivasaurus is in my background. Aw. That makes me happy. Anyhow, it's still there, but actually my spectating these tours does not count towards it. We are moving on to Rockfield. Rockfield is one of the, well, I would say oldest map, but there's like a whole bunch of oldest maps. I do actually miss old Rockfield. I kind of hope that during the whole nostalgia thing that they've got going on, that we will get old Rockfield back as well. So it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be horrible because people don't remember how to play these maps, and for that they're gonna get horribly punished in game. But I still want to play on it. Yeah, definitely don't talk more about the TDs than Agassi. I get it. I'm excited for them, and at the same time I kind of fear them. I fear the potential imbalance, let's say. In the meantime, 40 seconds left before we go into the 3rd game of this matchup. If Nexus wins this one, then they are through to the upper bracket and Pog is through to the lower bracket. And Nexus is taking an LT, 5 F3s, and a Kranwagen. And I have a feeling that the F3 sort of somehow is just like mega meta right now. Just a hunch. And Pog is taking another LT. They're taking 4 F3s, a Kranwagen, and a Chieftain. So basically the only difference between these lineups is an F3 versus a Kranwagen. Sorry, Chieftain. And here we go. Also, I just love the little snail avatar. It's like a little rainbow racing snail. Ah, to be fair, the thing is that, like, how do I say this? Up to a level, I always wish that Wargaming would allow people to upload their own clan logos. At the same time, we know that will go horribly wrong and that there will be a lot of racist and adult and other ways, otherwise not appropriate clan logos in the game then. So I get it not happening, but I kind of wish that I could have my clan logo in game because we have such a cool clan logo. Striker actually letting himself get shot there, but is still capping the base. Base B is also being capped by Maravilla in a very cheeky move here. I wonder if he's going to get away with that because we do have Sivasol picking up the hill. And he's gotten the base. He's a bit stuck where he's at now. He can't really get out of there. He's also pretty much bait now because he's not completely unprotected. And now we have Man who's just waiting here to see. He's not spotting him, but he is being spotted, and now I'm not sure why he pushed there. Maybe to draw them out. Maybe because the rest of Nexus is pushing up top and going after Ossolonik. I struggle with reading so much right now. So they have two bases, they now have a gun advantage. Maravilla is not being pushed right now. There is some crossfire happening. CK has to hold. Kamilek has been spotted. We have Devotion going after him. Pomodorchik probably also going there. But Devotion pushed in well before. Nice little tracking shot by Striker. Now they're going after Maravilla. Pomodorchik is holding against Pigula. Mikikola gets taken out. We see a beautiful hug here that killed Kamilek. Maravilla is going down slowly but surely. There he goes. But he's only the second gun gone. And we have Man who is in danger. CK. Man is waiting for Amore. Oh no, he does actually hit him. But he does get hit back as well. Base B is being stolen, but at the same time right now there's such a big advantage for Nexus that it's not really going to matter all that much. Pigula literally just, he was just gonna say, they're ignoring Pigula. They're just driving away from him. And there we go, we are at 1k points. So we end with this beautiful shot of the beautiful camo. Skripach. A violin player. Okay, so that's CK. Oh, I thought I had finally, like, I wouldn't say a normal name. It's more of like just a name, CK. But Skripach works. Violin player. I approve of that. I love violin music. So that is the first matchup up and over with basically very quick matches. Like, it's been 13 minutes, and that is including like 4 waiting minutes and then 3 matches. That is fast. So the next game, let's see. I think that is in 35 minutes. Yes, it is. So we are going to be looking at some replays. Let's see. I have been very curious to see this one because it's a tank that is just awful. So getting a good game in that is special. Basically, to be honest, it's not entirely clear because right now there's a break between the two matchups, but after this all the matches will follow each other as quickly as possible. So if it's a 3-0, the grand finals will be arriving a lot faster than if it's like all the way to tiebreaker. Apparently not. I think, like, Goldie on Blitz just asked in the chat, I'm impressed that people use autoloader 116 F3s. Isn't single shot better? Someone explain, please. Thing to remember is that what works in tours does not always work in randoms and vice versa. So something that's been decided works for tours, it's also the clip potential. The clip potential can do a lot. And if you can wolfpack it, it's basically, I wouldn't say it's an AMX 50B, because obviously it's not. But what I mean is that the clip potential, like if you have autoloaders working together, they are absolutely deadly. And they can clip people out. But these are kind of like the ultra reloaders. They continuously reload, so you can choose to either single shot your shots basically, or you can just um, empty your clip and then you have to take a longer bit to reload. But you have armor, so it's, I think, to be fair, the lack of gun depression literally does my head in with the F3. So that's why I'm not really liking driving it. But these guys know how to work their tanks a lot better than I do. But I do think it's the combination of basically just, why is he standing there? That is a bit special. I do think the clip potential massively works towards the tank being chosen, as well as the armor. I can't believe that penned. Basically, you can guess as often as you want, but it will only count. Your last guess is the one that counts. Yeah, going back to this tank, I don't like it. It is a very, very special tank in all the bad ways. Back when it first arrived, I already didn't like it. I did play it, and in the right circumstances, when like this, yeah, just people in front of you, it can work out beautifully. But it is, I don't know. Yeah, should, just a bit too late. But yeah, always replay time when we are in between matches. Also, by the way, if I'm not making much sense, I do apologize. As always, I apologize for all the brain derps, really. If I'm honest, when I look at this group, I have to admit that I've not seen the other S-Clan. I have seen S-Will, but I kind of expect S-Will versus Nexus. Nice. Nice bounces as well. Just has one little friend left. H-E. Oh, never mind. And his ED does have 2 kills, so we know he's out there. Oof. Thing is, do they know where he's at? Well, they know where he used to be. That high roll though. That was lovely. This tournament is mixed, so you have BC and touch. Still not sure if I'm a fan of that, but you can see like it's I'm definitely a mobile player, honestly. I can't play PC to save my life. That's also why I just do replays in between, because I can't. I just can't. But the tour is mixed. There you go. That's a good position to have. I do kind of expect him to come on the right side, though. And he does have to bounce, depending on where he peeks out. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. He's waiting to be completely loaded. But they should be already. Nice. He's not necessarily making it very difficult on you. Nice, that's one bounce. You need another. And there you go, now you have it. Nice. done. In a TD that is really not that easy to play. Thank you, Maurice. Wait, I should have... Like, of course, the badges need to show that. Beautiful. Let's see, what else have I got for you? I got so many good games, honestly. I've been wanting to see this one as well. So we're going to start with that one then. Basically, from what I understood, this is one of those games where he's just running around everywhere, and those can be the most fun to watch, so we're going to watch that. Also, I do need to do the Excel thing, but I want to watch. Also means that I need to look at the rewards. And maybe I can do both. So you just might lose some game sounds here. But you will still have the game. Basically what I did was do the top 10 in Excel and then just add the scores, and then I want to add how many cups they can win, and then we know for sure. Then we know. Oh god, like I can't brain. If I'm doing two things at the same time, it's not going well. So yeah, then we know who is through to the top 8. That's kind of what I wanted to say. So now I'm just don't block your teammates. He shouldn't block you, but you also shouldn't block him. So if he drives into you, you kind of need to move, because that can get you banned. So I'm just finishing up Excel. Should be easy. Oops. Oh, well, it's not oh, it's not really going all too well. First shot, the first damage done. Damage with the assistant is a bit high though. So that's getting there. Now we're back with sound. But yeah, I do need to check the prices to know the positions. Because the thing is that the site usually... Oh, this is nice. I like targets like this. They're just like, yes, should be. Now we're getting somewhere. He's being a little cheeky. He's just looking wherever the yo is not looking. Nice. Kapoof. And then damage goes up fast. Oh, I got a color ban off today. First 3 one-shots, but I was a one-shot myself as well. And I got 6 kills, and I did 4k damage in the standard B. It just... It pissed me off, because it was a first class and not an ace. We have a channel on our Discord that's called Cry Corner. Basically, it's exactly what it says. It's a channel where people can complain about the teams, the horrible matches and everything. And I personally use it for stuff like this as well. Like, if something in the game pisses me off, that is the channel to complain in. Thank you for letting us know, Tally. Thing is that I'm attached to the upper bracket. Oh, they're all there. Oh, that is a nice target. He's looking the other way though. As in, I was kind of hoping that he would be driving the other way. He just needs to casually farm here. He is running around nicely though. I like that. Jaeger did not hit. He's not even looking at him. Ooh, that hurt. Nope, denied. And we're running around again. Yes, if you do make a new guess, it does help to remove the old one. But if you forget, just know that only the last guess that you posted counts. So everything else does not. Let's see. Are they pushing each other? Yes, that is what we needed. And that needs to be a kill. There we go. Careful. Now he's had a lovely little farming game. Now he can farm a little bit more. There he is. Nice. And kaboof! Beautiful. That was a fun game indeed. But yeah, originally when we set up the official Discord server and me and a bunch of others were invited to be moderators, I wanted a cry corner there as well. Wargaming wasn't having it because they felt that people would feel like they're being ridiculed if they're complaining. But that's kind of the point. Thing is that at the end of the day, it is just a game, so people really shouldn't care this much. I get with tools and everything, that's a little bit different, but still. Let's see, I'm going to show off one of my own games now. I need to decide which one. Because I honestly don't remember all the good games that I've had. I think I'm gonna show a Toxic Ace. Because I can. And I call this a Toxic Ace because it's in the face one. Basically, just driving this tank pisses people off. So when you ace it and you show it, it pisses people off more. So that's why I call every ace in the face a Toxic Ace. I understand that you came here to watch tours, but honestly, I don't have a match to show you right now, so we're just filling the time right now. Nothing we can do about that. Honestly speaking, I do think that it could be possible to watch the lower bracket, but I think that that might mean that we miss the upper bracket. I'm not sure how it works, but we are attached to brackets here. So they have to kind of like put us in a certain route or something. We had so little information at this point that I wasn't sure where I wanted to push, but then they were all pushing more towards the D side, so then decided to be a bit more forwards. To see if I could maybe sneak base B from them. Then decided differently because they were going after my teammates. So I wanted to go after the Super Conqueror instead. I liked that he was going forwards, which helped with that shot. I still was a bit hesitant as to where to go and what to do here. Because I kind of wanted to support my team. I also didn't want to get rushed myself. All right. Yes, I know what game I'm gonna show next. I definitely need to show that game. There we go. Just needed to download it. Yes, we are going to watch that one next. Basically, my clan and I, we don't really do tours much. Right now, we are sort of like breeding an official tour team. And yesterday, they had a tour for fun. And for that reason, I wanted to have some fun replay if they had it. And they definitely had it, so I'm curious about that one. So we are going to watch that one next. We have plenty of time for it, at least. I don't understand why he drove away like that, knowing well, probably he didn't know I could shoot him. That was probably the problem. We have 3 bases. And that's something to keep in mind as well. Because basically I like playing supremacy, so I like it when we have the advantage there. And then we have the grill there. I was mainly afraid of the Super Conqueror there. And the fact that we are missing someone. So I was hoping that the Hori would hold and that I could shoot the T-54 to death. And so far the Hori survived a little bit longer. The thing is that I also know that I can't really exchange shots with him too much because I need to keep my HP. And that helped. But then that didn't. And I thought he was going to come after me, but he's actually focusing on my teammate there. Who then dies, but at least I know I get to kill the Super Conqueror. And we do have base and point advantage. I just wanted to push so that he couldn't just get around me that easily. And I know that there's corpses in base C, and corpses are very helpful when it comes to armor. So that definitely helps, and now I have some extra armor here. And I know that we're going to win on points if I just survive. And I know I can take a shot from him. And I still don't know where the TVP was at. The fact that that happened means that he went AFK somewhere, I just don't know where. So yeah, toxic ace, but I do feel that this was a deserved ace. Which is not always the case with the face. Like, that's a proper amount of XP. 49. So let's see. Yes, fun replay time. I specifically didn't watch this yet when it was handed in yesterday because I wanted my reaction to be genuine, because this is what happened. They were 6 versus 7, but they were all AMXs. I'm honestly not sure if I should spectate this, like go up, or just keep watching first person. Basically, any sexual innuendos are not okay for the big server. It's that simple. Like, even if it's just 2 tanks, Rule 34 is not something that should be posted on the official server ever. We are not capping the base. We are driving through in a 6 versus 7 wolf pack. We have found a target. We have found 2. There's not enough space for all the AMXs. They are all there. Oh my god, why is he just driving? Milkers goes down. Anthony goes down. Soon they are all gonna be reloading. And they are. And Eric is like, oh god, there goes Ohen. They've both lost too, but that still means that Eric gone down. Is he really? Is he gonna do that? I know he's going to try and hold. Kapoof. And kapoof. We just need one more kapoof. There we go. And now they have a gun advantage. One of them is not looking too good though. Are you going to drop down on them? Now all of a sudden it is a 3v3. Let's see. There we go. I like how you're just on top of things, Eric. Did he just shoot the rock instead of you? Not gonna lie, this is utterly ridiculous. I can't believe A, this worked, and B, that it worked. Because the thing is that, like, it was 6 versus 7 to begin with, but you also found them all together. How did this work so well? Beautiful. Ridiculous, but beautiful. Aw, sorry to hear that, Muto. I hope you're feeling okay. That was utterly ridiculous, really. That shouldn't have worked, but it did. Okay, so we still have about 15 minutes left to go. Let's see what else have I got. Oh, I got one that I wanted to watch as well, which is also ridiculously high in result. I actually was waiting to see if I was allowed to show this or not because it posted in our clan Hall of Fame, but I wasn't sure if it would be okay with me using it on tour, so I did ask. And then it was like, yeah, sure. Let's see. French bakery is a good way to describe it. They should have named the team that. There's a load of rubble there. You can't really drive through that. Let's see. Is he really doing that? Nice. That could have been like an instant ammo rack. That would have been so cool, though. Yes, speak out again. We know you want to. This is something I always appreciate. Fine if you're TD and you want to stay at the back. If you don't have a target, you need to move, and that's exactly what Zack is doing now. Nice. There's a 268 there as well. Bit too hasty. I like how you're calling it bomb rushing rather than the other two. He's getting spotted. There's a slowly spinning turret there. That is halfway into the ground, because that's totally logical. But to be fair, let's just rush through B. It's a valid strat. Just cast Lightsea. Nice. Taking that little split second to aim makes so much difference. They are in trouble, though. But the stupid ideas didn't work, though. That's the thing. Oh, he is getting shot. He needs to be careful not to get VK'd, because the VK does a lot of damage. That certainly helped. Crap, that's thanks to VK. I did not mean for that to happen that way. Nice little bounce. There's a turret on your teammate. I kind of was curious to see the Death Star Yege replay as well, but I'm not sure if it was a good game other than the meme of the lineup. It's just them two. Ow. That tracking shot certainly helped, though. Can you shoot him? Nice. We know the STB was behind. There you go. Nice. As long as he doesn't get behind you, you should be fine. Yeah, I will, Agassi. I think I've got one or two of you lined up as well. I will record the rest, mind you. So my not showing it here does not mean it will go lost. Let's see. Is he going to spot you in time? I don't think he is. Oh no, he's done it. Oh god, your teammate actually ran the wrong way. But this helps. We just don't know where... Oh, we do know where the Vickers is. And he missed. That was just gonna say, that should be the end. Yes, you need this. He's not a complete potato. Nice. Now he just needs to not get behind you somehow. For another few seconds. He's actually driving into a corpse. Nice. Look at that. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Look at that damage, though. Beautiful. What a match. Sublime. Let's see. Agassi. I want to see this one. I am going to go through it a little bit fast in the beginning because we technically don't have much time. No, he's getting a little push from a friend. No, Tiger P, what are you... Let the heavy tank pass. That did not do a lot of bouncing. To be fair, this is not that easy a tank to bounce, I think. I hate really... Oh, it's not... Never mind. He's just being an utter bully here. Let me just squeeze you against the rock there. Such a slow tank, though. Honestly, this is one of those tanks I never drive it, just because I can't be bothered. You should have him. There we go. Oh, he's not doing it. I need to... Like, in a minute or so, we have the room invite. I will just go and accept it when I've got you on the preview screen. Nice. It's also got such a long reload, though. Like, again, I know that's not really what this tank is about. It's just not really my cup of tea because of that. So I can only give you kudos for driving this tank at all. Nice. Oh, I wish you were fast enough to hug him. No. No, it's just you versus a tank with more HP. That just... I'm not sure how he missed you completely. Technically, you should have him in the next shot. Assuming he doesn't start circling you. I keep moving my mouse because I kind of want you to move. There we go. Beautiful. Nicely done. I'll go back to the reaction soon because I think it should give me the pop-up like of the room. It didn't, but it is there. There we go. Then we go back. And now just go this, upload it, we go. Okay, I can't show that anymore. But yes, sorry for that, I can see. But that was a beautiful game. I can't believe you got away with all of that. The fact that you can't get into a replay, I kind of get it, but at the same time I don't. But yeah, I'll be not ready for a moment. Well, let's do that again. Because we only need the battle result. There we go. We're just gonna say watch the game crash now. Thank God. Beautiful. You make it look so easy though. Like don't I don't like this tank at all. So when someone just does this that easily in it, it just feels wrong, you know? Well done. And with that being said, we can go back into the room. We are going to go to one of my favorite maps in the game. We're going to go to Canal. Canal looks like this. 4 bases. You have a trench thing in the middle where generally you shouldn't go, but in tours it can work. We have 2 bases closest to the spawns. By now they know all the places where you can just decap the bases from certain angles. And it does make for an interesting tour watch generally. A lot of the times these places are locked down and it's all about the point advantage and who manages to get that first. And then it's up to the other team to somehow get control back. One minute, 20 seconds left. Both teams are completely ready. Nexus versus Esville. And we see Esville now ready with 4 E50Ms, 2 F3s and 1 LT versus 5 E50Ms, 1 F3 and an E6. Always happy to see the E6. Oh, tomorrow I've got so many replays to record. That's the thing, like when I have a tour season and I show off all the epic games, the ones that I don't show, I tend to want to record, but there's just so many of them. The thing is that I've got literal years of recordings. I'm just so behind on making videos. 30 seconds left to go. I know what I'm missing. I don't have my Malacro. Generally, I use these little sweets to basically avoid my throat from acting up while streaming. Completely forgot about them. And let's see. Beautiful camos. I can never not look at the camos, honestly, because I love them. Let's see. We see both teams focusing on the base D side with a lot of monster and monster evo camos. Striker gets spotted. Sashenka goes into the corner. And we have Amore going straight up after him. That may prove to be a little bit difficult. He's not really angled right though, exposing too much of his lower plate and thereby eating too many shots. But at the same time, Sashenka can't really do much about him. It may be close, but Amore should have this. Kapoof! Sashenka is the first one go. Devotion is now right next, really. And Amore is not going to be long for this world either. Gets taken out right after. Max is now being pushed hard. Maverick was just getting shots at the back there. Striker goes down. The violin player is going after Maverick. But that first shot missing was important. We are basically just entering a complete brawl stage. It is 3 versus 4. With a very healthy Pika who is actually reloading. And did not get the kill shot there. Making it 2v4. And now we have basically Pika angling. But that also allows him to be shot from the other side. Nesria is still alive as well. And CK goes down. Making it a 1 versus 4. He does make it down to 1 versus 3, but there he goes. Takes his head off. In a game that just lasted 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Aswell takes home the first match. First game, I should say. Very aggressive game here. That is kind of what you get with the Wolfpack. And I think that, in a way, it could have well worked if it was just Amore and Sashenka in the corner there. But because Nexus pushed in too far, it allowed Aswell to just start farming. And it ate away too much of their HP. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the second game of this best of 5. Nexus now ready with 4 E50Ms, an LT, an F3 and a Kranwagen. And on Aswell's side we see 4 E50Ms. And depending on what Sashenka and Skeloid ready up in. We got like 5 E5s and 2 F3s. That is proper Wolfpack stuff. But this is also like the strengths and weaknesses of the Clippers. You saw what happened here. Because basically Pika was just single shooting at that time, so you don't get that full clip potential anymore. It was a bit of, well, not necessarily a liability, but a bit of a weakness then. And that's the pros and cons of using auto reloaders. 60 seconds left. Let's see if we're going to see similar action. Aspel seems to be wolfpacking even more now. Hey, Steven. Hello, everyone, I should say, honestly. But sometimes I look in the chat and I see someone entering and I'm just like, that's my friend. So let's see. Oh, he uses the Nord camo. Is that annoying to you guys, by the way, when I focus on like the other things as much? Nexus crossing over, going towards the A region. Aswell did do some blind shots. He's focusing on the D region. And I wonder if Nexus is aware that they have full access to all these bases here right now. They're not spawning anyone. D and A are both getting capped now. I wonder if Pika is going to be cheeky and see if he can cap base B. No, he does get spotted, so I don't think he's gonna. Ooh, he did shoot into Esco, but it didn't hit. Both teams have a base. Tiny advantage for Nexus here. So now we enter that phase where people are generally just... It looks boring even though it's not, because there's not much happening. People will run back and forth like between there and there and there and there. But overall not much will happen. If Maverick... Oh, he is... This is such a good thing to do. Like, this is a lesson that I can give you in Tours. You see that tree? The tree that just fell? What that does is basically, they know that there's someone there. That's why they're blind shooting it. That also means that that's probably where they're going to shoot if someone is going to cap that base. Because the tree gives information. The fact that the tree fell meant someone was there, so that's why it's getting shot at. Less... It's not really certain about it. They are very, very hesitant. And now they're just going to quickly cap with 3. They did drive down the house, so they know that there's where people are. Strike is there to try and get them out of there, but he is losing a lot of HP for that. Amure as well. But they did take base C. Nezria is now pretty much alone, is being hunted down by the wolf pack. And now Espel has no choice but to push in. But they have to basically focus fire so much right now. Maravilla goes down. Sashenka is not looking too healthy, neither is Nezria. But Devotion goes down first. Amure is not looking long for this build either, gets taken out next. Esbil is keeping all the tanks alive right now. They're sharing HP like a boss. Les is going after Pomodorchik. Striker goes down. Ooh, Pomodorchik not looking too healthy. That is a ram kill. Nezria goes down. That is the first tank from Esbil that goes down. Followed by our violin player. And now it's just Pika. Again. Last one left alive. And at this stage, he kind of knows. He's just... Well, yes, RNG is not with me. And there he goes. Very well played by Eswil. Just little sneaky things. And I wonder what would have happened if Nexus had pushed more into the corner. As in, together with Maravilla and Devotion. Because the thing is that you have to, when you push like that, you kind of have to push into a place where whoever is behind you can't immediately shoot you. And around that corner that might have happened. Anyhow, next up we're going to Faust, my favorite map in the game. Well, to be fair, no. Faust and Monodijk and Canal, those are my 3 favorites. I love Faust because it's nice and dark, but it's not like you can't see details. It's just, I wish we had more maps to have a darker weather kind. Because some of the maps are just really bright. I love the tunnels, I love the bridges. I love that it's got 4 bases. It just makes for a very interesting map just to play on. But also for tours. So yes, Faust is definitely one of my favorite maps. And for Faust, Aswil is taking 2 E50Ms, an LT, 3 F3s, and 1 113. And on Nexus side, we see an LT, a Super Conqueror, 3 F3s, an E50M, and a Kranwagen. Also have to point out that basically this is a best of 5, which means that if Aswil wins the next game, then they are through to the grand finals. And that would mean that Nexus is going to go to the lower bracket. Let's see. Here we go. I like this camo. I don't know what it's called though, but it looks shiny. I like that it's shiny. Look at that. Sometimes I kind of like, I need to know what that camo is, what it's called. I have so many camos in my storage that I can't really keep track. Striker going in for the spot. All of Espil is wolfpacking together. Devotion maybe finding that out very soon. Getting spotted by Sashenka there. And now we have more of Nexus arriving, but I'm not sure if they're going to be in time to kill Sashenka, who's running off. Sashenka lost a lot of HP though. But now we have the F3s arriving as well. Going after Maverick and Les. I should say Lace. Keep saying Les. And we have a corner brawl. Maverick not looking too healthy, but basically now the F3s from Nexus are on single shot reload. Devotion is running around. Goes down into the trench. Pika is not going to be the last one left alive now, because he's actually the first one gone. They are getting in each other's way a little bit. Our violin player is dealing with Nesria. Not all the shots go in. Devotion is still alive, is now going to be hunted down. And they kind of just want to push him off. Devotion is still alive somehow, but then goes down. Sashenka follows, as does Nesria. And Les. And Maverick. Making it a 3v5. Esco is reloading his gun. Takes from Amure, but waits patiently until he's reloaded. Skilloidus goes down. And Nexus is going to have a game here. Esco is being farmed. With CK taking the last hit. And now we just have Visa. All alone. Versus 5 people. CK arriving. Pomodorczyk trying to block the shots. Now there's a bit of a sandwich going on. And there he goes. Our violin player. Stop playing. And the first, well, Nexus wins the game, and we are going to the 4th game of this best of 5. I'm glad to see Nexus bite back. Because those matches on Canal were not quite what how I know them. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the second game of Faust. Nexus now ready with an LT, 3 F3s, 2 Super Conquerors, and 1 Kraanwagen. What do you mean when I start the stream? The stream has started for quite a bit ago. And now we have Espil ready up with 2 AMX 54s, an LT, 2 F3s, 1 113, and potentially an E50M. Let's see. A Leo? No, it's not an F3. Okay, that does make more sense. Leo can be absolutely fantastic. Works really, really well in whatchamacallit, in randoms. Would not really pick it for a tournament. Let's see. This is always the boring part. There's not much to talk about in between. Thing is, I could make guesstimates about tactics and stuff, but it doesn't really, yeah, help much. Because to be fair, in the tour they can do everything, and right now these teams have been very, very brawly, more than anything. But yeah, I do need to find out what camo this is. It's lovely. That is the inside of a tank. GG. That doesn't look weird at all. Nexus now focusing entirely on the middle, well, A and C side. Sorry, not A. B, C, D, basically. Sashenka is all alone on that side. He's slowly starting to realize that probably. Especially with Devotion getting spotted. Striker going in for the base B cap. And Nexus is pushing quite aggressively. They've not kept base C though. A is being taken. Pomodorchik going for base D. Which is basically being completely left abandoned. Nasdria is pretty much alone. Needs to be quite careful here. He does spot PK. He is spotted in turn as well though. And then pulls back. Is still getting shot at and is still getting shot at. Sashenka arriving, going in for the spots. Oh, the bush is getting shot at as well. They can guess that someone is there. Now we have Les arriving together with Arkilov. Visa. Striker has been spotted. Does not pay for it yet though. But he will definitely be the preferred target. He is hightailing it out of there, but is he meeting more opposition there? He's basically being held in place. That is just mean. That is the end of Striker. And now Nexus is going up the ramps. B is being capped. C was basically abandoned for capping. But there is now 5 guns going for 3, so they need to just focus fire. Amore is heading around the back, which is a clever thing to do. They are going after Devotion. He's the preferred target. Skiloidus has to turn around to focus on other things now. But with that you also lose the advantage of focus gunfire. Les in trouble. Can't really do much of anything. At most he can get another shot in, but that's going to be the end of him. He's very, very lucky. No, Devotion is going around. So oh no, he actually bounces one. But him actually aiming for Devotion is what got him killed there. Esco taking out CK. Devotion still alive, if barely. Amore goes down. It is 5 versus 3. But Espel has all the advantages, double the HP. More than, well, not anymore. They had double the guns, pretty much. Pika goes down. 4v2. 4v1. Pomodorchik, the last one left alive. And now she's basically, they're just bullying him. And the game and the matchup are for Espel, which means that Nexus is through to the lower bracket now. He's getting some shots in still. He's bullying Sashenka. But there's not much he can do. He's just being slowly eaten alive. And it's Esco that takes home the kill in the end at 997 points. And there we go. Next room. So it will be Nexus versus Pog. And then whoever wins that will be up against Espel again. I do kind of think that that means that as will be the team on the left, but I'm not 100% sure. So now we just wait for the room to be ready. Let's have a quick look at how other groups are faring. Oh, Win and Demon. That is... Oh! Demon is currently listed first. But Afira needs it in order to get top 8. So if they win, that's going to be interesting. Desert and Belove in the upper bracket final still. PC Cat, solid. I think they're good for the top 8. But yeah, curious to see how this one will go as well, because they're both potential contenders. Did chat die? Kind of feels it. So let's see. We still have 13 seconds left to go before we can go into the room. And then we can start preparing for the next match. I'll always wait just a little bit longer before I go into the room. But here we go. We are moving on to Alpenstadt. Alpenstadt looks like this. You have 3 bases. Generally very interesting tool games here. Lots of concentrated fire into blind spots with all the bushes that are here. But also these little holding positions where they're just holding the bases and everything. We have Nexus ready with an LT, 4 F3's, a Kranwagen and a Hori. Whereas Bog is taking 3 F3's, 2 LT's, a 215B, and a Chieftain. Always wonder how much of the music you can actually hear on the stream. Because I try to have it like really low so that it's not really interfering, but does have a bit of noise. Yeah, I am curious to see what's going to happen with the top 8, because there's quite some contenders. I listed all the ones that are not too far from the amount of cups that they would need. Technically speaking, I could list more, but it will depend on who ends where. So I will look at that later on. Hey Dax, thank you. Hope you're doing okay, Cosmo. But yeah, here we are. Finally at the final countdown to go into the first game of this best of 5. And here we go. Thing is, I always wondered, like, oh, I don't know what that means. One of the reasons I always look at camos is that I don't play this game for realism, so pretty camos are something I really enjoy. Nexus splitting a bit up in every which way. But we have Striker and Camila basically in positions where they could be spotting each other if not for the fact that they were both lights. So they both probably think that there's no one there. Miki Cola is going up there though. That was a blind shot. He does get spotted for that, but he does take the first hit. Svazo also getting shot at. And Striker is like, I don't really like this. And the thing is that every time you see this little puff of smoke, they can tell that they're getting shot at. C has been kept. Even though also did lose a little bit of HP for that. But that will give Poke a growing point advantage as long as Nexus doesn't cap any bases. They are blind shooting. Miki Cola does learn. Ooh, that was a nice hit by Devotion there. They will know that he's there now though. And the thing is, Base C has now been completely abandoned, but most of Nexus forces are still there. They don't know that no one is there anymore. Technically speaking, if you win a battle pass here as well, I think you could potentially get some gold compensation. It's not that much though, but still. At the same time, I'm kind of hoping that every battle pass winner will be unique. Sinski, sorry, that is a name I struggle with. Is capping the base. Base C is now being stolen in turn. Basically, they reverse the battlefields. But there's like almost 200 point advantage to Pog's cap points, supremacy points. And it's up to Nexus to make a move somewhere. Let's see. They are basically holding base B. This is Pigula's job here. He's not there to shoot. He's there to spot anyone that wants to go into this little circle to cap the base, because that is not so much the weak point, but more the point where they feel the Nexus will go for. Because otherwise they have to push right into this whole area, whereas they don't quite know exactly who is where. So I just love all these little details, like with the city walls. Everything. They could use some flowers though. So right now, nothing except this is basically when I do the little circle game. I just go high and I circle around and we look at all the positions. And the reason that I do that is that Wargame does not like me to have my camera too still for too long. So they like me moving around a bit, but there's also like, it shows little bits and pieces. They are blind shot in the bush where they feel that someone is there, and they're not wrong, because he is there, but he didn't get shot for it. And now he's going behind the building. Base B, oh, they are trying to go for it now. Bigula peeking out, losing quite a bit of HP for that. But now we have Matsuzinski and Seru now both arriving. They're not going to get away with the base, but they might take more HP, and that's something they have to be careful with as well. Because right now it's costing them more. C is being stolen. B is no longer being taken. Focus fire from Nexus is not quite there. Amure getting hit more. Little bits of fire fights everywhere. Miki Cola goes down first though. Amure still reloading. Also takes him out. B is being kept. C has been recapped. A is being kept, but we're already 840 points for Pog, and they do have a HP advantage. If not, well, they had a gun advantage. Nexus did, that is. Devotion losing a lot of HP very good, and that's basically going to be the end of it, because they only need one more kill, or just not that long in order to take home this base. Man is being perma-tracked basically, but with man going down, we hit 1k points. It wasn't man that went down for that. But yeah, with the 1 kill, Hog takes home the first game here, and is basically standing up stronger than we saw them before. Tell you what, Maurice, what we can do, if you win the battle pass again, we'll give you a fan container and give the pass to the second person. Is that okay with you? I actually really like that. If that's okay with you, because the thing is with the battle passes, Wargaming doesn't allow for battle passes to be given away that often. And for me, they're the most fun gift, because generally speaking, you have just the most value of it. You do need to play in order to get that value. But you have like the camos and the background and the gold and credits and, well, boosters. But generally just so many little things is still the best value. I appreciate that. So yeah, honestly, Maurice, massive kudos for that. Let's see. 32 seconds left to go before we go into the second game of Alperstadt. Pog now ready with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 F3s, an LT and a 215B. Whereas Nexus is taking 4 F3s, a Hori, a Kranwagen, and an LT. Good night, Eric. Thank you for hanging in there for as long as you did. Get well soon. Now saw the game pop up. And here we go. The battle of mainly F3s, really. The thing is, I hate it when one team used to be one color and then next match they're another color. And it makes me derp around even more. So we have also going into the same spot that Camila was in last time. Well, no, Striker was, sorry. Striker was here. Smazo, all the way at the back there, slowly but surely moving up. We have an F3 brawl happening in the center. Striker getting a cheeky shot on the other side. But it is 3 F3s versus 2. Maravilla pulling back. Is still looking for shots, but being careful about it. And now the F3s are basically being set upon by many, many guns. Focus fire is not quite there, but they're moving back in a pack, which makes it difficult to focus fire. Pomodorchik waiting to get his last shot back. Migigola gets tracked repeatedly and goes down, and that is the first gun gone from Pog. Nexus suddenly appearing a whole lot more serious. Pika taking more hits, has to be a bit careful. Devotion basically going after man, but losing a whole lot of HP doing so. Striker is there too, but Devotion has to be careful not to just get farmed in the back now. Commodore Chick goes down. So does man. Camila, the next target for the Hori. Actually getting set on fire. And then Striker finishing him off. Siri goes down, takes his head off quite literally. Kranwagen on the wrong long reload. Now if Pika on very low HP. But basically Matsusinski in a bit of trouble here. Goes down. Also goes down. And now Pigula, or Pigula, is the last one. And Pikan takes him out. And Nexus gets their game. Beautiful little game here. This is more the Nexus that we've been seeing. Though I do hope to see more of the Hulk from before as well. It's a very brawly group though this time. Like we've seen so many very slow building games over time and everything. To see like all this brawly stuff is interesting. It's been a while. 1 minute 20 seconds left to go before we go on to Middleburg. Middleburg looks like this. You have 3 bases. 2 in the city, 1 in the hills. Generally speaking, you want to go hills, but when you're in a tour, you do not always get to do that because with the city having 2 bases, you basically have to hold 1 or 2. So usually what we see is just someone staying behind or running back and forth a bit, and most of the efforts being focused in the hills. "35 seconds left to go. Nexus now ready with an LT, 4 F3s and 2 Kranwagens. And we have Pog ready with 3 F3s, an AMX 54, sorry, 4 FEs, and 2 215Bs. And I'm kind of curious who is going to spawn into the hills, because I think that if you pick only heavies, someone's going to be there. Let's see. Here we go. Almost ace. I can imagine. Winning a battle pass is fun. To be fair, winning anything is fun. So that's usually I do like these little competitions on my server every month, which I really need to start for this month because the month is almost over, but still. But next month it's gonna be different. I'm gonna have a giveaway on my channel. I haven't quite decided yet what I want people to do, but I will make a video for it. And Siru is the one that got put into the hills. Striker is spotted. Does not manage to keep the base that easily. Pomodorchik moving in. They kind of want that base before the rest arrives. In that gorgeous camo. I like that it's so shiny. Oh, what a nice decap. He's not losing a lot of HP for that. But they didn't get the base. And they are pushing Nexus back. B now being taken. But we have Matusinski in town. They're probably hoping to decap it, but he's not quite at an angle where he can. Blind shooting. He actually shot the tree there. And it means that the advantage is not going to grow much further. Let's see. Kamilek holding. No one's gonna get near that base. We have Devotion, who has been spotted. And Pok has basically divided their attention a bit between town and hill. I think they're hoping to steal base A. But Matusinski is basically making that difficult. Striker getting shot at. Does land a nice little hit there. And I think that Pog could see that as having the advantage in the hills. Let's see. They're being very careful. Swaso is moving back towards the town. Does get spotted for that. Has to be careful not to get farmed as he crosses over. So he's holding now. And again, we're going into a slow game now. I jinxed it by saying it's all brawly. This is true. What you do is just that the F3s force the brawly games more, and that's very true. That's the downside of so many clippers, because a lot of it is about focus fire. CK moving forward a little bit. I wonder, by the way, do the F3, the single shotgun, and the auto reloader gun have different gun depressions? Let's see. Base A being stolen. Striker getting shot at. And most of Pog is now suddenly moving into town, and Pika knows that, so he's pulling back, wanting to hold as long as he can. Which also means that Pog has the advantage in the hills. But Pika's not going to survive this. There's just no way. Too many guns. Swazo is running out of there. C is being taken. They kind of need to press their advantage here. Pika's slowly but surely losing HP. And base B is now being stolen as well. Swazo is there though to possibly decap it. Seru is almost gone. He goes down. Now we have Camilek looking entirely the other way. Shooting at Striker. It goes down as well. B has been stolen. We're at 850 points versus 865-ish. But now Swazo is all alone without support versus 3. Some support from the hills. They really need Swazo to survive for longer though. And for all the shots to go in. Maravilla not looking too healthy, is not going to survive. And there we go, with him getting killed, the game is for Pog. Maurice said, "This isn't an official guess, but I predict someone will win." You're not wrong. And now Pog is up for match point. If they win the next game, then they will face Espel in the finals. Whereas Nexus has to win 2 in a row. And this is a very different Pog than what we saw earlier. One minute, 14 seconds left. Well, 10 now. Before we go into the second game on Middelburg, the fourth game in this matchup. Nexus is ready with an LT, 1, 2, 3, 4 F3s and 2 Kranwagens. And we have Pog ready with 3 F3s, an E50M, an AMX 54, a 215B, and a T22 medium. Let's see. But yeah, I also need ideas on what to do for my birthday gift. That's what I was talking about before. Basically, like, my birthday is in September, so I always do a giveaway based on that. Basically based on positivity, because either to make people laugh or to just have a positive impact on people's days. And I've asked Wargaming if I can give away some October Battle Pass for that. Still need to hear back about that to know for sure. Let's see. The guns are aimed in that direction. Blind shots are happening. None actually impacting though. Devotion and Camille both taking a hit. Oh, that was a nice shot. Cheeky Basvaso there. All the way into the hills into Camilak. And now Camilak is being very, very careful. A has been kept. B is being kept. Nexus is arriving in the hills. Pika having a quick peek. Figula taking a little bit of a hit there from Devotion. Striker running one. Oh, Pomodorchik has been spotted as well. Siru taking a shot there, but they also know now who is protecting base B and that there's someone protecting base B. Could that have gone through? Or was it just to see if anyone was here? Because it almost looked like he was trying to shoot Siru. And now basically Pog has to make the move. It's their match to lose. Well, to be fair, Nexus match to lose, but Pog has to make the move because they've got the base point disadvantage. I'm saying all the weird things today. Siru is holding, being careful. Camille at the back here together with also Cena being taken. If they get away with that, though, that would just solidify. I'm not sure if he's even trying to get the cap or if he's just trolling and hoping to force them into a reaction where they will lose HP. Miki Cola losing quite a bit of HP there. And Maravilla is just still capping. And so far seems to be getting away with it. He does leave the base again. But so far he's not giving up. Now he's got Pigula's attention as well, and that's actually a hit. Oh, big hits into man there. Such a clever move. This is, I love troll capping, honestly. Like, the point of this isn't to get the base. If he gets it, that's great. But that's not the function of this. The function is getting them to peek out. Nice. I think he might just get it. And they can't really afford it for him to get it. He did get reset there. They're being very, very careful. But at the meantime, we're almost at 800 points. And again, it will still be up to Pog to make a move. Unless, of course, they drive into base A. Which is not exactly unprotected because we have an LT, an F3 and a Kranwagen behind it. But Pog will have to make the move. Maravilla slowly pulling back. $855 points. Nice shot by Striker there. We're nearing the 900 points mark. Maravilla's doing it again. And Box just seems paralyzed. They're not really pushing. We're at 915 points already. Now they're pushing, but man is going to be gone before long. And if Siru and man goes down, well, there you go, they've lost. And Nexus has the game. And we're going to go for a tiebreaker. Very well played here. Or rather, too passively played by Pog. They were just waiting, and then eventually went for it. But by then, they've already lost quite a bit of HP. And they lost the guns. Well, their guns too quickly, basically. Well done by Nexus here. So for the tiebreaker, we're going to go to Fort Despair, which looks something like this. You have 3 bases, one of them completely open, one of them a little open, and one of them relatively close. Overall, quite a fun map. This is the map where I had the game on earlier today, where I got 4k damage in, 6 kills, and still didn't ace the Color off as well. And still didn't ace the Standard B, and I'm still pissed about it. So yeah, that's where we're going to start. 44 seconds left to go. Pork is going to take 5 F3s and Mouse and a 215B. And Nexus is going to take 5 F3s, a Kranwagen and a 215B. The thing is this going to be a brawly game? And if so, will the mouse arrive in time? And if the mouse arrives in time, are they going to focus it? Let's see. Here we go. Do, do, do. Battle of the F3s. All of Bog, except for the mouse, heading towards the base A side. Nexus a lot more spread out so far. Also heading in that direction, not going towards the base B side. Which I think is what Nexus is expecting. Look at the train of F3s. Choo-choo! B being kept. Pomodorchik needs to be very, very careful there. He's about to meet like a whole lot of F3s. You have too many tanks of similar name. But now Nexus has the base. They also have a line of fire. Pomodorchik in a bit of a tricky position now. Can't really move away from there. Manages to not get hit for that though, but he's a bit unsure as to where he wants to go. Thing is, Nexus has to win this in order to qualify for the top 8. So the pressure is on them. Pomodorchik is almost gone. And is deleted. Basically, Nexus is getting a bit in each other's way. Focused fire is not there. They still have a point advantage. Advantage in HP is negligible for Poke. But both teams seem to be really, really hesitant. Devotion is all the way at the back there. Striker losing HP. Spaso has to be careful not to get pushed too hard here. He's got a mouse and Pigula against him. And the mouse is doing this expertly. Basically using his armor to troll. Giving them no choice but to focus the mouse, even though the mouse should be the last tank that you focus. Pika goes down. And also seems to be becoming the man of the match. He's got 89 HP, but he's still alive, and he had a very vital job here. Now if Pigula is stuck, CK goes down. Pog has a 2 gun advantage. Mouse is still alive somehow. Striker goes down. There goes also. But he held and used his armor absolutely expertly. And now it's 5 versus 2. The game and the match are for Pog. Devotion, the last one left alive now. But alone versus 5, there's just too many guns. And I don't think he's even going to get... No, he might still get Matsu. No, he does not. He bounces. And there we go. Pog has the matchup. And is through to the grand finals, which probably, not 100% certain, but very probably means that Nexus is not going to be top 8. Well done. Well played. I would like a room invite now, thank you. So you have been guessing damage for Esville. After the first game is over, I will be telling you, I will say in the chat, like, stop guessing now. And after that, basically, you see the game that you are guessing for, which is the second game in the grand finals. And after that, we will know who will win. So now I have to wait until we can go into the room. I think I have a crate I can open. A free one. Oh, we have 2. Boosters and boosters. I have so many boosters, honestly. I just combine them. But I generally do not spend them in the luxury thing. Mainly because it's just not worth it. Like, the amount of boosters you have to spend for the amount of diamonds that you get, it's just not worth it. So I usually just keep a lot of them. I usually just spend in the luxury lounge. I spend my prem days. Because that's what I've plenty of with the amount of crates that I've opened. That being said, though, it's been very quiet on the crate front. No good rolls. No really good crates. So it's not been building up. And I do need to work on my free XP as well. For the new line. I got plenty of certs, so I will free XP the whole thing, like, instantly. I can't be bothered to grind, honestly. I don't care. I want the tank and I want to play it, but I don't want to nerf myself. So I just always free XP a lot. And there we go. We are at the 3-minute mark. I'm just waiting a little bit longer before going into the room, just to be on the safe side. Because there have been times, like, not necessarily that the room error time would be wrong, but that a team starts like a few seconds later or somehow than the designated time. So I'm hesitant with stuff like that. Let's see. Polk ready for the first game in the... Okay. Okay, let's start with a map thing. We're going to go to Naval Frontier. Naval Frontier, to be fair, is a map where you can hold a lot. Like, there's plenty of holding positions. And Espel certainly got an interesting strat in mind, I think. Because when we look at the lineup, it is special. I wonder if they're going to stick with that, or if it's just a troll ready up and they will change it later. But yeah, I do like Naval Frontier, 3 base map. Very curious what they're going to do with these lineups. Hulk ready with 4 F3s, an LT, a 215B, and a Chieftain. And on Asheville's side, we see 5 mice and 2 LTs. Ah, that's cool though. The thing is that what always makes me hesitant about that is that I will also need people to post their replays. And that's so that they don't steal other people's screenshots, so to speak. And they would have to tell me this is the time in the replay that I got the screenshot so that I can verify it. Which might be a lot of hassle for people. So usually I do it via the comments of YouTube. I do like the idea though, so I'll have to think about it. But just have to make sure that, but to be fair, I would like to pick the prizes winners myself, like the screenshots that speak the most to me. I've done it with funny moments before, but like screenshots that I enjoy the most, kind of thing. But I just want to make sure that it's done fairly and not someone else stealing someone else's result. If I have a replay, I can also make it clear that basically the winner is the player in that game. So you can't use someone else's replay. But here we go. First match of the grand finals. Aswil versus Pog in a best of 5. And let's see who's going to take this home. Oh, and we have a Harvester camo. Of all the legendary camos we've got in the game, I so love this camo. Because I'm a big June nerd, honestly. Look at it go, and then it just blinks out of existence. They all have different camos though, I like that. All 3 legendaries are there as well. The mice are holding. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be doing. We have the 2 LTs capping the base. They did spot Camilek. And no one knows where the mice went. They're not exactly little. They're all just waiting here. Hoping for a cat to pass by, maybe. No one's there to decap base A as well. Siru is going to cap that just fine. We have the LTs running around. And right now, none of the mice. I legit do not understand this strat, honestly. No idea what they're doing. Mikikola being very careful. Siru does get spotted with Sashenka running around. With Kamilek doing the same thing. Ooh, Kamilek might just be in a world of hurt soon. There we go. Found the mice. Found the light tank as well, losing some HP, but not as much as I thought he would. Arkilov being absolutely farmed right now. The mice are now moving. We all know it takes a while for them to get anywhere. The thing is though, and this is another big weakness of this strat, their mouse take time to get anywhere. Practically, Sashenko almost being the sacrificial lamb there. Hawk doesn't need to deal with them at all. They could just be running around and capping the bases. C is being stolen. Sashenka is the preferred target here. Arkelov goes down. The mice are slowly pushing into base A. I'm sure they will get there eventually. Sashenka is hiding behind Skiloides. Matsushinki missing that shot there, but now basically... Ooh. It took them a tank, but they do take out the light. Mikikola has to be careful not to get shot from multiple directions. He is sort of running away. In a way. I have to say, this is one of the weirdest tour battles I've ever seen. Less tracking Mikikola. Going in for the ram, but now getting Mikikola's attention. But it's man that actually murders him. Skiloid is not looking too healthy, but does take out Mikikola. Also want to point out that Visa is still pretty much completely healthy. Siru, not so much. But they're focusing on Asko. Did he just HE a mouse? Or Hashimouse, I should say. There goes Esco. And now it's just Visa. To be fair, in the best camo ever. But this, yeah. I'm not sure what this strat was. But the game goes to Pog. This is... I don't know what this was. Especially when you just keep them in weight. But yeah, it's a strat. I think they've done it in training and it went quite differently. Stop guessing now. There we go. And that's all the guess is done. So let's see. For the second game on Naval Frontier, we see Espel taking 5 mice and 2 LTs. And Pog is taking 4 F3s, a Chiefs, an MK6, a 215B, and an LT. Let's see. I am curious to see if the mice game will go differently now. Ah, you lost. The guess still counts before Maurice. 20 seconds left to go before we go into the second game of this best of 5. And the second game with 5 mice somehow. It's so weird though. Like, it's not really a meta tank. Sometimes it has a specific function. Let's see. There's the Harvester camo. Future Simple also using a very lovely one. Let's see. And here we go. Getting stuck between some mice there. Pretty much doing the same thing, running around. They're going to meet quite a few people here, though. They have been spotted. And with Nesria there, they know that the other one is there as well. So this is going to hurt. They are going after the lights. So Shenka is going to lose another... Yeah. C has been taken. We have a mouse near base B. A mouse in the TD camping spot. And 3 mouse lying in wait. Sashenka's still alive, but having been hurt quite a bit. A and C have been taken. Now basically, it's up to Eswil to make a move. And I'm laughing, because Eswil obviously isn't the fastest way to get base control back. Kmilik has to be careful though. Let's see. Skilloid is taking a bit of a hit. And a bit more. Now arriving at base C. They still have a big point advantage though. The lights are being shot at. Oof. Oh, Sashenka still alive though. Pigula losing a bit of HP. Skeletos almost has the base. But they are still 500, well, 180 points behind. And now we have Skeloidus losing a bit more HP. Future Simple getting shot. I think they want base B as well. That is what they're trying to go for. Siru does lose a little bit of HP for it. Future Simple is being eaten alive from multiple sides now. Now it must... This is not quite going well. All this armor. All this armor. They need the kill shot though before he gets the base. But no, they're letting them have it. He does go down straight after. We have a mouse and a mouse versus an F3. Skeloidus is definitely the... Well, no, never mind. I was gonna say the preferred target, but they're shooting both. Camille now arriving. Shooting Skeloidus in the back. And Skeloidus goes down. Les is pushing Pigula out of the base, wants to keep it. But now we have Camilek not even bothering with capping it. As Les goes down, and we're at 990 points for Pog. And whatever they intended to do, the mice strat has not worked twice in a row now. So that is the second game up and over. And we are moving on to Black Goldville. Black Goldville looks like this. You have 3 bases. One in the... Well, not hills. Basically, one in each corner and one in the middle. What we usually see is people holding here in positions where it can either work really well or really, really badly. But we usually have some interesting lines of fire here. So let's see, for the third game in this best of 5, we see Aswell taking 4 E50Ms and 3 F3s. And on the other side we see 4 F3s, 2 LTs and a 215B. I know it's mouse, as in the German mouse, but then it translates to mouse, and the plural of mouse is mice. And I know the German plural is Mäuse, but yeah, mice. To be fair, I have seen duel battles before where people were just driving the same tank like the whole team and it worked. Like 6 AMX 50Bs, for instance, versus 7 players. I actually forgot to look at the score, but I know that Agassi will know and I can always look it back later. I'm just a bit flabbergasted by the mice play, let's say. So let's see. Is Aswell going to pull this back or is Paul going to win this? Blind shots being fired both ways. No one's gonna hit for that though. LT's running around. And Aswell's focusing on the spawn and middle. But no one from Polk is actually protecting the spawn except for Miki Cola a little bit. But with 3 tanks there, Aswell is definitely at an advantage, especially when Pigula does not hit that. Now if the E50M is arriving there as well, also with troll armor, so getting away with it quite a bit. And we're going to enter the brawl stage early on now. Sashenko losing a bit of HP. Pigula moving forwards in order to not get hit from everywhere, but he's still being farmed quite harshly here. Is the first one to be gone. E50M Wolfpack is going after Siru. And also the preferred target together with Camilak. Camilak is hightailing it out of there, trying to survive. Also, does not get to do that though. Siru gets set on fire. Future Simple goes down as well, but that's the first gun gone from Eswill's side. Nesdria goes down as well. They're going after Miki Cola. Gets tracked. Matu actually takes a hit for him. But there's only 3 left for Poke. 2 now. And Miki Cola is not looking too healthy. Does not quite get rammed to death, but close enough. And now it's just Matu, all alone. Versus 4. He does bounce a little bit though. But he's not going to survive the next shot. And the game is for Eswill. $8,855 damage for the team, really? Let me just go quickly check that, because I do think I got the notifications for that. Yeah, 8,855. GG. 1 minute 20 seconds left to go before we go into the 4th game of this best of 5. Pog's still up for match point. If they win a single game, then they win today. And we see Pog now ready with 1, 2, 3 F3s, 3 E50Ms and a 215B versus 4 E50Ms and 3 F3s. I don't think anyone guessed that low, no. Let's see. 30 seconds left before we go into the game. Let's see. Countdown clock is almost here. I say let's see a lot, but there's also like I'm kind of like not sure what to say. So I just ramble a little bit, random words and stuff. The thing is, when I see strats like that, I have opinions, but not all opinions are fit for on stream, you know? Let's see. There we go again. The thing is that once I've noticed, it starts annoying me. Eswill at least played the last game a lot more seriously. Oh, Future Simple getting hit there 2 times, I think. We have E50Ms meeting in the caves. Base A being capped, but immediately hurt for that. They are in a bit of a tricky position. Also losing a little bit of HP. I also wonder if they know that someone's been hit. Let's see. Poke is not playing. Is just going for it. Is getting hurt for it though. They need to take the tanks out fast. They need their focus fire to work. Pigula moving in quite quickly, but also pretty much alone. There goes Sashenka. Nesria is the next one in line, looks like. I say looks like because I'm not 100% sure. Pigula takes him out. Visa goes down. Also goes down. Pigula has 1 HP. Like literally 1 HP. Asko goes down. Pigula is still alive. The fact that he's being ignored and tracked. Yeah. Opinions. Pigula finally goes down. Future Simple follows. Skilloid is big. Gets an extra hat. Is losing HP because of that. Is being murdered by his hat. But Matu was just gonna say puts him out of his misery, followed by Les, and the game and the matchup are for Pog. Well played by Pog here. Let's see. I'm not sure all the matches are over yet. I don't think I'm gonna wait for all the matches to be over. Oh, that one is over. Demon winning. I was gonna say, is it Beloved doing good? So that's also solidified their position. PC Cat doing really good. This is our group, so we know the result there. This one is still going. But they also started not too long ago. Serenity winning. Then we have Ren. That's also first still going versus Aqua. But yeah, I don't think I'll wait for all the results to be in. But for the Battle Pass, winner is Sagosa. Whoop, whoop. You were actually not that far off. Yet the lowest guess, but in this case that worked out. And the container winners are Depeche Mode, A Professor A, Morinka, and Owen Loves RNG. With lots of underscores and numbers every some places, but you know. Like I said, the rewards will follow probably early September. I'm not gonna hound Tolyan for it. She's been hella busy. So once we get to early September, I will send all the winners in tomorrow. And then it's up to Tolyan to hand them out. I'm not sure if the crates will come before or if she's just gonna do everything in one go, but then you know. So that's it for me. Thank you so much all for watching. Thank you, Agassi and Eric, even though he's no longer here, for minding the chat for me and for doing all the giveaway stuff. As always, it's a huge load off my back and it makes streaming so much more relaxed. So thank you for that. Thank you all for watching. Apologize for all the brain derps. I will be back for the round robins. So hopefully I will see you then, and I wish you all a very lovely evening. Good night.